Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me from. This is the Binui Show, where we bring you financial tips that will help you to achieve your financial independence in no distant time. Today, we'll be talking on how to set up your finances. So, you have to set up your finances in 4 different domains. First is you have to set aside 50% of your net pay. That means your income after tax. This 50% is going to be used for your house rent or your mortgage, for your fuel, your internet bills, any other bill that is necessitating you to facilitate your day-to-day activities. You are going to use 50% of your net pay on that. Additionally, I always inform my clients that you have to add 15%. This 15% is for unforeseen circumstances, like maybe your car breakdown, there is leakages in your house, or there is anything that you did not plan for. Maybe somebody is sick, you have to help, and all whatnot. This additional 15% is going to come in to close that gap. So that's the first point on how to set up your finance. The second part is long-term savings. Yes, that means now you are saving for the long term. You are creating wealth. You have to set aside at least 20% of your net pay. That should be the minimum every single month if you want to achieve financial independence in no distant time. This 20% you can put it in a mutual fund. You can put it in any investment scheme that you are very sure is going to generate you some interest within the years as you are active working. If you don't know how to go about it, or you don't know the various schemes on how you can invest in long-term retirement plan, you can always contact me and book a session one-on-one. I'm going to give you a variety of them that is risk-free, 100% risk-free, because this is your future. This is where you actually build the wealth that will help sustain you after your working life. Now we'll move to the third point, which is short or medium term savings. You have to save at least 15% for your medium and short term account. This money is going to be used to fund your holidays, to buy you a new car. If you are preparing to get married, you can pay for your marriage. These are medium term plans. In case you want to buy a new car, this 15% is going to help you to achieve that in no distant time. Then now we'll move to the last part of it, which I call it guilty. And now the last point on the list is money, guilt-free money. That means you can save between 5 to 10% of your guilt-free money. I call this guilt-free money is because you can spend it without having any guilty conscience at all. These are money, for example, going to the bar, going to the nightclub, or maybe watching the sun in Greece, taking a coffee in South Africa, and maybe taking the dinner in Dubai. This 5% is to enable you to spend on things that you really wish to spend on without regretting. So you can put aside 5 to 10%. So I'll just give a recap of how to plan your finance or your money. The first point was a monthly fixed expenses, which is about 50 to 65%, or 50 to 60 or 65%. The second point is your long-term saving, which is 20%, and the medium and short-term saving, which is between 10 to 15%, and the last one, which is guilt-free money, which I just talked about. If you categorize your finance in these 4 different segments, within 1 or 2 years, you are going to achieve a lot. Now, within this time period, if you have something like maybe a tax return or maybe a bonus from work, you can also add it in your investment account or in your medium and short-term investment. Also, you have to bear it in mind that in this medium and short-term savings, these also include your emergency fund. Normally, before COVID, we normally recommend 3 to 6 months, but after the COVID pandemic, we are now recommending a 1-year security emergency fund. That means you have to put aside cash of 12 months of your net pay in an account called emergency fund. This is to help you to overcome any difficulties, like maybe there is COVID, there is unforeseen circumstances that have to drag up to a year. You are not going to suffer any setback. I'm not saying that that I'm doing this video, I have this 12 months in an emergency fund in cash. I don't have it, but I have it in the bank, so don't try to rob me. So I'm encouraging each and every one of us to try and do these 4 things that I've mentioned. If you have any difficulties in doing that, you can get a one-on-one session with me, and I'm going to direct you on how to go about it. Stay blessed, and I pray that we are going to achieve our financial independence and enjoy our wealth while we are still young. We will not have to work right up to the age of 80 and have just maybe 5 to 10 years to enjoy all your hard labor. Stay tuned, subscribe, follow, share for encouragement so that I can keep on dropping good videos like this. Stay blessed.